shake, now bounce, now pop, now drop, now twerk, now work, now come on, y'all.
Happy New Year! I am your host, Marlisa Stalling, and welcome, Village, to Only in the Shy. Now, this is a talk show platform where we celebrate, we honor, and we spotlight masterpieces of Chicago. Now, you might be wondering, well, when they come on our show, they talk a little bit about their passion, their purpose, or their transformed pain. And in this, we hope to ignite healing, inspiration, and impact. And now, y'all, when I tell you, we got a mighty force coming up and through here today for episode 3. So without further ado, please give warm love and a loud round of applause for none other than the amazing, the anointed, Miss Marilyn Okoye.
Hey! So,
What?
it's giving.
If you know, you know. It's okay. Happy New Year, Miss Marilyn.
Happy New Year!
You look good.
Hey, I feel good. You look great.
I mean, the Lord, he just be making me look like this when I wake up.
I know that's right.
Okay, so before we go on an exploration today, Miss Marilyn,
Yes.
we first have to do some hard work. So if you guys don't know, we here at Only in the Shy, we are really big on making sure that we check in on our guest stars. We never ask them to do anything before we first see how is their heart doing. So we're going to play an activity because everybody knows here on Only in the Shy, baby, you never know what to expect. So here we have a dice.
Oh.
And what is going to happen is I'm going to toss it to you. You're basically going to, throw it up in the air. And whatever side your thumb lands on, that is going to decide what activity you're going to do. All right?
Got it.
Roy might give it a toss. So you're going to toss it up. And then whatever it lands when it comes back down on your thumb, that determines your activity.
Okay.
Roy. All right, now you got to do it with one hand because you got 2 thumbs.
Oh.
Right.
Okay. Be with me, Lord.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's giving 4. Okay, so your check-in activity is dance vibes. So basically, you are going to show us a dance, give us a little, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a dance that describes how are you feeling on today,
Oh, yeah.
or how your spirit is in this season right now.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Do you want me to be like your boom, your radio?
Of
your
course.
sound? Okay, what am I giving? Okay.
Give it to me. Hey.
Hey, oh, E, ow, eat it up, who, ha, he. Young knees, get it, young. Ooh, ew. Now, what emotion in all of this young knees? Well, let's go ahead. Let's fix you up real quick. All
See,
right.
that's
Now,
how
you
good
know
I'm feeling.
That's some young knees. All right. Let's go ahead. Shout out. We're welcoming our amazing producer, none other than Ryan. Yes, let's look at her. Young Sin, can Rod wave somebody, put us in the studio, okay? Let us make $1 million, okay? The knees is knee, and then what?
And these hips are hipping.
The hips is hipping, okay? Billboard number 1. All right. So what emotion, sorry, let's rewind back. So what emotion are you feeling like right now and today? Because that dance, it was giving a lot.
Oh, yeah. I'm feeling joy. And as I started this 2025 season, it's my winning season. So I'm celebrating all day, every day. Yes.
Okay. Y'all doing a little All right. So are you ready to go on this journey together?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So knowing a person's origin is like the pregame and really understanding someone's identity of who they are. Now, thinking back to you as a person, who are you the daughter to, and where are you born and raised?
So I am born and raised on the west side, the wild side.
Skeptical. Okay.
Okay. Positive, all that, everything. But check this out. My mama name is Helen Rue.
Hi, Miss Helen.
And my daddy name is Melvin.
Hey, Mr.
Or ML. He was like that, but hey, I knew him as Melvin.
Okay.
But a lot of people call him ML.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, staying on this origin, let's go back to your lineage, right? So think about little girl, Miss Marilyn, now to the adult, beautiful woman, Miss Marilyn. Are you currently healing the little girl? Are you healing the adult woman? Or are you creating a new identity or self?
You know what? That's a great question. Yes, I'm healing. Part of the little girl is healed, praise Jesus. And I am in the place of accepting me for who I am, right, wrong, or different, good, bad, or ugly. I love me.
And the reason why I said that, it might seem like it was very abstract, but that is really connects with what our central focus is going to be about, which is mental health. Because when we think about mental health, it's like a woven fabric that really deals with our past, our foundation, where we come from. Now, it doesn't mean that's always going to be who we are, but that is typically the foundation of that. Those experiences, our parents, our childhood, and things of that sort.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Getting into that, we know that, well, I know, let me not say we know, I know that this is a multifaceted woman. Like when I say there is so much goodness about Miss Marilyn, but on today, we're going to focus on only one part of her, which is the fact that she is a mental health first aider. Now, one thing I love about us being Black women is that we are just so talented. So can you tell us, how long have you been serving as a mental health first aider? Like, how long have you been doing this good work?
Let's see. So this is 2025.
Yes.
I think I got my first certification maybe about 2022, 2023. I actually just renewed. Your certification lasts for 3 years.
Okay.
And you have the adult and the youth certification. And so they recently, I think they expired, 2024. So I just recertified in 2024. So another 3 years.
Wow.
Well, actually, I just completed the youth. I still need to do the adult, timing and everything, life, all that good stuff.
For sure.
But it's definitely on my calendar.
So in total, we're saying 3 years or 2 years?
3 years, as of 2024.
Okay, 3 years of 2024. Okay. Now, with you being in this sacred role as a servant, mental health first aider, why do you think God put this specific calling, this gift within you?
Kind of like you said earlier, of course I didn't know that, but some of my trauma really manifested in adulthood. But as I was going through my healing process, I did realize some things from my childhood. And so as again, I was going through that, I just felt led, I wanted to share my story because again, in our community, it's not something we talk about a lot. There's a lot of shame, associated with that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to break that stigma. I wanted to be one of the ones that helped to break that stigma.
I love your transparency. It's like you knew with all of the different things that you went through. It's almost like God gave you a revelation of the why.
Yes.
And that actually is something that I love about us as Black women. Like, we're so discerning. We're so transparent. Now, a little bit in the transparency that I love about Black women is that we are quick to let you know what it is and what it ain't. Okay? So can you tell us, the people, what is a mental health first aider? And then what is it not? Like, what it ain't? Because here on The Shy, we are all about being informed. # no misinformation around here, because, a lot of that is going out in our society today. So share with us, please.
Absolutely. So a mental health first aider or mental health first aid certification is one that helps, supports, provides non-judgmental conversation and things like that.
Yeah.
What a mental health first aid aider is not is a counselor or a therapist. We are not that. We are individuals that have obtained information that would help us, identify some things, like somebody that might be having a mental health challenge, but we are not to go and try to diagnose them, you might be this, even though you may recognize those symptoms, but that's not what this is about. This is providing that support, like that lifeline to kind of make that connection, that encouragement, for someone to hopefully, because, everybody might not be ready, but hopefully make that step or plant that seed. So when they're ready, they remember and they can make that step.
So like, if we were imagining someone going into a health center or a clinic or a hospital, do they see like the nurse and the doctor, and then you guys are like more so the intervention steps? Like where like the process would someone like see you in their healing journey?
It's actually just everyday life. It's not like I'm in a center, waiting or something like that.
Yeah.
I could be in the workplace and I see someone that might be exhibiting something. And, you know, if I'm led or if I feel like they might be open, I can approach that person and maybe say, you know, oh, I see, look like you might be having a tough day. Do you feel like talking about it? Do you need someone to listen to? Or you could be in a public setting. I mean, you could be in any setting and you might see something, you know, and you can approach that person, you know, to just kind of reach out and touch base, give them some, and share some information with them.
So like a daily interventionist, if you will, like you're like a walking. It's almost like at any moment, at any time.
Right.
Okay, that's very key. Now, Miss Marilyn, Queen, there's some tea on the street that you got some bars, okay? Now, I ain't gonna tell the people, I ain't gonna tell the village. I'm gonna let y'all see about that a little later in this episode on Shy Life. Now, if you didn't know, in this season, we are focusing on Black women. And specifically, we are shining love to Black women who have been impacted by gun violence or just by institutions of racism and oppression. For example, I am uplifting in this moment my cousin Nikki, who was impacted by gun violence. I love you. Also, I'm uplifting our now angel, our sister Queen Sonia Macy, who was impacted by institutions of racism. So with that, when we think about Black women, one thing that I love about us is that we use our words as our armor.
Yes.
We use our words as our armor to protect us, to build this like security, but then also our words lead to change.
Absolutely.
So what's about to happen is we're going to have a poetic cipher, okay?
Oh, Lord.
Yes, stirring up. Now, this poetic cipher is going to give, you know, feelings of, it's giving Black women. So that's going to be the theme, it's giving Black women.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is, I'm going to say a statement, right? So I'm going to say a statement, and you are just going to, you know, melodically, you know, spit fire, you know, your poetry, however you wants to do it, of what you think the Black woman is, okay? So I'm going to just say the statement, and then you're going to fill it in with, like, your words of fire, all right? All right, let's go ahead and turn it up on them. Here we go. Black woman is like shea butter.
Black women is like shea butter, smooth, soft, healing, building, encouraging that everything that's all over and all happening.
Okay, I saw what you did there, okay. Black women stay slaying.
Black women stay slaying. They move in it, they live in it, they be in it, they are it. I slay, you slay, we slay.
Oh, come on. You and I, T-Wine. Let's get it. Okay. A timeless creation from God, Black women.
A timeless creation from God is the Black woman. Pulled from the side of man, God created the Black woman. This woman he created to stand tall, to call it out, and to speak wisdom. Beautifully and wonderfully made. She is the Black woman.
Ate that down, okay?
Ate that down, okay?
Ate it down. The way to love and respect. Let me go ahead and say that again. The way to love and respect a Black woman is.
This is simple. The way to love and respect a Black woman is to honor that Black woman.
Okay. To honor Black women. So what way do you feel like society honors Black women, and what ways do you think society can do better in honoring Black women? So like, how do they do well in it, but then also what tea can you give people to like do better?
Yeah, so in honoring Black women, society, you know, has come a long way, but still got a long way to go. But, you know, I believe that society sees Black women now in all that they bring to the table, you know, are not as judgmental about the Black woman, you know, because Black women are just expansive in their gift and who they are and what they do and bring to the table. So ways we can become better, or society can become better at that, is to, again, just don't judge me because you don't see me walking in high heels with a briefcase or something like that. Know that and understand I have knowledge and something to bring to this world that brings life, because that's what we do. We women, Black women, we give and bring life.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, Black women bring life, and I think one thing that people can do is to guard the life that we bring, because oftentimes people try to take it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I'm learning as a Black woman, is that as we climb and as we elevate in God's light, when you have that light, people want to take from it, whether it's their own trauma or whether it's their own security. So to add on to Miss Marilyn of honoring the Black woman, seeing the Black woman, I think it's important to protect the life that she births. Because I feel like if it wasn't for the Black woman in many ways, there wouldn't be life within the Black family from what has happened to us when we came to America. There wouldn't be life when we think about any kind of movement. Any kind of movement. If you want to talk about a womanist movement, if you want to talk about the I Am a March movement, even the movements that we think are led by men.
Absolutely.
The Black
I was
woman,
just thinking that. Yes.
I mean, we want to put it on the table. Fannie Lou Hamer, if we want to talk about Ella Baker and so many others, it is the Black woman.
Exactly. I mean, encouragers, builders, just sometimes even in the background, holding it down. Holding it down.
And sustaining it. With a humble spirit, and as you said earlier, with wisdom.
Absolutely.
Not trying to take over, not trying to have the ego, but understanding the why and how is this going to further the village.
Hello.
Now, something else about Black women that's beautiful is that we not calculated. You can't tell how high the greatness is going to go. And that often relates to me with life. Many of the purpose and the passions that we pursue, many times it's not what we expected. It's not what we planned out.
Right.
And some of it actually comes from, in my opinion, transformed pain.
Yes.
Now, I do want to take a pause, and I want to offer this to the village. So we are going to be getting into some more intimate storytelling, some heart giving. And so there might be some information that you hear that might be triggering or that might really resonate with you. And so we want to offer this as a safe space. If you hear something, please feel free to take a step away. Feel free to take a breath, and in any manner, know that we are here for you and know that we support you, all right? Yes. So as much as you are comfortable with sacredly sharing with us, what transformed pain led you to become the mental health first aider that you are today?
Yes, so, I'm a person with lived experience of depression. Mm-hmm. And it was that experience and transformation as I went through that journey that led me, to that, as I began to just understand what was happening to me. Mm-hmm. And again, the shame and all of that came with it. In my marriage of 9 years, or I should say after, about 9 years or so, my marriage started to fail. We had 3 children. Our last was just a baby, 3 or 4 months old, when my husband left the home. And at that point, I didn't know my left from my right, my up from my down, my in from my out, my side to side. I was just, as they say, surviving, getting up, doing what I thought I needed to do, right? Yeah. And it had become so hard for me that I couldn't take it anymore, the pain, the hurt, I didn't want to take it anymore. And I had an attempt of suicide, from that. And, I don't know, I did what I thought I needed to do or something. And what I mean by that is, I called a friend, told her that I loved her and everything. I actually even called my ex-husband and told him. And he called 911 is my assumption, because they came to the house, and things like that. My baby, she had to be about 2 or so, because she was walking. And I was just hurting so bad. I did not want to be here anymore, and when, I made that attempt, I was ashamed, because when the help came, I didn't admit that, to them. I told them that I did not, try to hurt myself. I did not try to, I didn't take any pills. I didn't do that. When in fact I did. I had taken some pills. And I just told them, nope, I'm okay. I'm not trying to hurt myself. And then, they also asked if my ex-husband was trying to hurt me. And I said no, which, physically he wasn't. And so I just said no to that. And about even a couple years later, I had a second attempt. My first attempt came from pain, this hurt that I was experiencing when my marriage ended. My second attempt came from anger because my ex-husband had told me something, when we were separated, and that is he was going to help me, raise these kids. And he didn't, and he wasn't, in my opinion, he wasn't. And I remember being on the phone with him. I was having a tough time with my son at that time. And I was asking him for help, I need a break, whatever that was, Yes. And he refused, he said what he couldn't do and all of this. And I remember, yelling into the phone, I bet you if I wasn't here, you'll have to do it. And I slammed the phone down and I took these pills. Now, again, that first time, that pain, I wanted out. By this time, I had already, I had counseling, right? I had taken medication to help me deal with the depression. So I was doing some things, but I mean, as we know, or we will learn, in these type of experiences, it doesn't always just go like from point A to point B, right? Okay. It's going to be from A, B, C, D, and then it'll come back around to A, go to F, and so on and so forth. And so I was at that place. I took the pills and I immediately called my doctor and I told her what I had done. And she, she said she was so sorry. And she said, you're going to have to go to the hospital. And I said, I know. And I made that phone call to go to the hospital. Yeah.
I want to say thank you for even opening up that heart. And please know that there is no shame. If anything, you are such a shining light to all of us. From what I'm processing, the sacred information you're sharing, like what I'm imagining is that there is a dark ocean. In the middle of this ocean, there is a soul, maybe your soul, and it feels like it's drowning. So right now, I have 3 scarves that I'm going to take out. So I have scarf number 1, I have scarf number 2, and I have scarf number 3. Now, metaphorically, I want you to imagine that each of these scarves is like emergency life vests. So when we think about life vests, typically that's when people use them when they're in an emergency situation, when they're in a body of water and they want to be rescued. So thinking about your experience in that sacred moment that you share with us, what are 3 vests that you had to put on in order to float your way back up to the top to just breathe life again? And so feel free to touch it, put it around, but take us to the place of what are those 3 life vests that you had to put on in order to breathe again and have life come back into you?
Well, for me, it started with, honestly, it started with God, just knowing that, and I'm going to choose this one, and I'm glad it has this red in it. But knowing that, Jesus has shed his blood, for my healing, and accepting that I had, I grew up in the church. I was active in the church, for many years, still am. But that pain, that depression, it isolated me. It made me think no one cared, it made me overwhelmed. But I took my place back and received, that love that I knew God, had for me.
God's love.
And so that did that.
Okay.
Then, and I'm going to take this one for some additional red. It took like acknowledgement and acceptance, to know that I was not okay, but it was okay to be not okay. And so in learning that and in accepting that, that was like my process. And it was over and over again. There were stages of this. And then I'll take this one because then I began to see, that I'm like you said, if I'm using that metaphor of this ocean and this water, I'm floating and I'm rising to the top, right? And just step by step every day, I'm trusting God, I'm believing God, and I'm just steady rising to the top where there was no more shame, you know. I was ready to talk and tell my story and share my story, because if I could just help one person, if I can encourage one person, if one person can see or hear me, then, you know, thanks be to God for that. Yeah.
So y'all, what she is saying is that in your own mental health wellness journey, there are going to be different life vests that you're going to have. And so for hers, the first one is God, understanding that God died on a cross for me. And with him dying on a cross for me, I don't have to hold these burdens. I can literally be in him. Then the other vest that she said is acknowledging the truth, right? It's okay to not be okay. Like, it's okay that I'm not okay that I went through all this stuff. Like, this really my story. Sometimes it's hurtful, it's shameful when you have to take a step back and you look at what you've been through and you like, wait, that's my story. That's not my friend's story. That's not the stranger's story. Wait, that's been my story the whole time. And then the third vest is trusting that when God rises you, you gonna get to the top. You're gonna get that breath of life again.
Oh, yeah.
So with you just sharing that, Miss Marilyn, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for being such a warrior, literally on Only in the Shy. We, in this moment, we celebrating every tear. We're celebrating every fear. We're celebrating every fight and every strife that you have fought and that you're still overcoming. So we, the crew from Only in the Shy, we giving you your flowers, Miss Marilyn Okoye. Okay. We want to give you your flowers because being a woman like yourself, you're so multifaceted and you've been through so much. It's important that we recognize you. So on our behalf, we want to give you your flowers.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, we
and look at that.
you.
The blood of Jesus red. Yes.
Listen, come on, blood of Jesus.
He's always representing and showing me that he's there with me in everything. And it just keeps me encouraged and to know, hey, share your story. Let someone know, you know, be encouraged, be ready, because it's time to take action. Yes.
Now, I love how you have this beautiful firm grip on the flowers. Now, keep that firm grip because we're doing something with it.
Okay.
So, thinking back, rewinding all the way back to the first question when I asked you about that little girl, Marilyn, and the adult woman, Marilyn, there is a little girl and there is an adult woman right now who is watching this episode and who is currently on a healing journey of their own mental wellness. What sweet flower or what kind word would you like to give them?
I would like to give them this, and that is try to take that time to think back, you know, and make that connection, because that's something that happened with me. I was able to make the connection as to why I was so angry, you know, with my ex-husband. And it had to do with my dad. My mom and dad, they also separated, right? My dad had promised that he would take care of the home until I was 18 years old. And that was a long time. I was pretty young, right? And he didn't. And so in my own marriage, when my ex-husband said he would help me, you know, help to raise these kids and be there, and he wasn't, I was trying to make him be accountable for that, because I can make my dad be accountable, right? And so I was trying to make him be accountable. So I say again, take time and think about that and see where you can make that connection, because that connection bridges that gap. And you can walk right across it into your healing.
I love that. Well, thank you for connecting us in knowing where to even start on our mental health wellness journey. Y'all, you got to hear first, okay? She gave real, she gave rawness and relevance. All right, let's give it up for none other than the amazing guest star, Miss Marilyn Okoye. We appreciate you. Now, y'all stay tuned, okay? Because in about 0.4 seconds, she about to take over the Shy Life segment, okay? So make sure you don't leave, okay? Maybe go ahead and get a snack, okay? Go ahead and get a snack, but ye come right back, okay? Now, Village, until we meet again, please, water your gardens of purpose, passion, and transform pain, because in there, that is what lies unlimited possibilities. All right, you heard it first. I am Marlisa Stalling.
And I am Marilyn Okoye.
We out. Yeah.
There came a point in my life when I wanted to die. I wanted to die because of a lie. This lie broke my heart. I almost fell apart. I almost fell. It felt like hell had descended upon me. Not knowing the word almost is key. You see, I said almost fell, but what really happened, I stand to tell that it was God who lifted me from out of the pit. When my head hung low, my teeth I did grit. No longer depressed, no longer bound, because God has placed my feet on solid ground. Almost fell? Oh no, not me. I stand to tell I live victoriously. Hell descend upon me? Oh no, not me. I stand to tell I walk in God's authority. Me? Die? Oh no, not yet. I stand to tell I won't let death, nor life, nor things to come, nor any other thing separate me from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus, who has given me life more abundantly. Hey, I really want to thank you guys for allowing me to just be a part of your screen time. And I want to share a little bit more about me. Like, for example, that piece that you just heard, that's something that I call my poetic testimony. I will live, that's what it's called. And I'm really just grateful to God for just putting that in my spirit, letting me know that, yes, I am living victoriously. And so from there, you know, he just kind of developed me from overcoming depression to I am an overcomer to overcoming is an action word, because it's time to take action. We're doing it every day. So from there, as I began to share my story and talk about it, he also allowed me to pen a book, Overcoming Depression, One Christian's Perspective. And I penned it in that manner because, again, our community, the Black community, the church community, back in 2002 even, was ashamed and just not ready to kind of just talk about it publicly. And so I just wanted to share that, you know, because there are people even in the Bible who were experiencing depression. We didn't always hear it preached that way, but they were truly experiencing that. And that was a lesson that I had to learn to keep moving. Then God evolved me to write a journal. Overcoming is an action word journal. And so in this journal, I just share some of the nuggets that God had given me, like everyday, you know, therapy, you know, getting up and taking a walk, taking deep breaths, eating healthily. All of those different things are just things we can do every day. And it's really, truly therapy. Just take a walk along the lakefront and find yourself feeling better. I guarantee that. I guarantee that. So check this out. Then, overcoming is an action word, A through Z coloring book. Again, just A through Z. All these words of affirmation and just a couple of writing prompts to just kind of help, you know, push you and nudge you along to let you know who you truly are and for you to begin to see it for yourself. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and also on Etsy. But let me give you my Instagram. It's actually You Are an Overcomer, right? But it's a little trick to it. The letter U, the letter R, ANOVRCMR, just abbreviated. So check me out. And I want to tell you where it all started from, something I had said in the beginning with God. I just took this little spiral little book here, and I called it Scripture Nuggets for Everyday Living. And these were some of my favorite scriptures that God had just dropped in my heart to just kind of help me through that journey. He let me know that, you know, while I was in the pit, yet would I live. I would not die, you know, because he brought me up out of that pit. I knew that pit represented depression for me. Then he also shared with me that You know, you can cast down everything, all these imaginations, all these words that try to rise up against you. You can cast them down and bring them into the obedience of Christ. And that was something that I did each and every day as well. And I'm telling you, I want you to be encouraged. And I want you to know it's truly time to take action. Won't you join me? Take action.
Yep. You speechless. I know. I told you that her bars was going to be barring, okay? So I'm glad y'all enjoyed the Shy Light with Miss Marilyn Okoye. Now, go ahead and make sure you are connected with us. So if you're not, please make sure you follow us on our Instagram, which is @OnlyInTheShy1. And then go ahead and make sure you stay connected and follow us on YouTube. Just simply type in Only in the Shy. Now, we got a drum roll coming in. Yes, we have a new addition added on into our Only in the Shy. We are going to be on a podcast. So make sure you are paying attention closely to the screen as it will show you what podcast we will be on. So y'all, it is 2025. Because of God and because of your support, we're going to continue elevating and we about to keep it going. All right, it's up and take care of yourself and know that God loves you. We out.